You're looking at a daily chart of the NASDAQ, and welcome to my daily review. And as Peter Lynch said, I've been reading the Peter Lynch book, and he was posted that even though you use a company and you like their stock, you still do your due diligence before taking any action. So anyway, that's my disclaimer for today. Let me see here. The NASDAQ had, pulled it back 2 days in a row, and then today snapped that 2-day losing streak with the higher volume than yesterday. It's a nice turnaround Tuesday. It did not even make it down to its 10 EMA there. So this is, the leading index here. And we know what kind of stocks drive this one. It's 3% above its 10 EMA. And it's definitely the strong index right now. The S&P sold off 2 days in a row as well, and it found support at its 10, on a little lighter volume today. And that one is trading 1.6% above its 10 EMA. So, but most of the stocks that I own are in the IWM or in the MBLY. They're smaller cap stocks. And this one is the IWM, the Russell 2000 ETF, similar to the S&P, where it traded down to its 10 and found support. And the MBLY, same thing, down to the 10, found support. So it looks like just technical trading here, a little better volume than yesterday. But we know what kind of stocks drive the NASDAQ, and those are those mega cap tech stocks. You saw Microsoft today with the release of their AI device. So, that one is in favor. Apple, of course, another one that drives the market up, nearly 2%. NVDA had another strong day today with the semiconductors just on fire right now. They're white hot. Tesla looks like it's having trouble at 200 here. It's just kind of biding its time. It's below the 200 simple moving average, and it's below the $200 level. So we'll see if Tesla can get above that. Anyway, that's enough for those large cap tech stocks. I want to take a look. I mentioned the semiconductor stocks, and it's still a stock picker's market. There's good stocks and bad stocks within the semiconductors. Allegro Microsystems has obviously been one of the winners since it's broke out, since this buy point here. It really had a nice shakeout here down to its 21 before the breakout. And we've seen that over and over again with stocks. This one, AEHR, traded below its 50. And then I think the day after earnings is up, 32% and over 500% above average daily volume. That's you can't ignore that kind of action. That one's not going to be ignored. LSCC, this one was on our watch list here, and it broke out, pulled back to its 10, offered another opportunity, but today was up another 5%. So it's kind of, you got to be quick, and you got to be watching these things to take advantage of those types of opportunities. And this is ACLS. This is another big winner. Was in this base here, and we got it from 80 to 88. Came back and did a round trip down to the 21. Was buyable again, and now has just taken off. So when a stock is up that much, it's probably wise for somebody like me to take a little off the table. And another one that had a nice response to earnings yesterday. The earnings weren't that great. 14% sales growth, 21% EPS growth, but it doesn't really matter. It had this outside day, and then today it ripped up 6.3%. We'll take that anytime. So good for the longs on semiconductor. I want to go to the oil and gas field services stocks because I know it bugs people. The oil and gas stocks won't go away. This is the field services stock, Tidewater, and it's done nothing wrong. It just got into this base. You could see the shakeout here a couple days down to the 21. Got those weak hands out of there and just ripped higher. Now it's just, trading along with its moving averages and looks really good. OII is Oceaneering International. Again, just trending along its moving averages. Another one that we had at mcstockcharts.com here. This is a breakout and then a pullback. We saw these pullbacks. You got to take advantage of them now. It's getting extended, a 4.4% move today. And now it's 4.7% above its 10 EMA. So those are some other oil and gas stocks. Like I said, stock pickers market. Some are working and some are just doing nothing at all. Devon is a nice company, a great, dividend player, but this thing is, I wouldn't want to own this. as the 50s trending lower. Anyway, that's enough of that oil and gas stock. The biotechs, I like the biotechs. And TGTX was upgraded today. It raced out of the gate to a new high at 1912 and then just pulled back. And this one is getting really extended here. Still, even with the pullback today, it's 12% above its 10 EMA. So probably a couple more days of pulling back for that one. NVO, this one pulled back to its 50 after the breakout of a base. It ran up, pulled back to the 50. We mentioned in MC stock charts, that was a gift. Some people said they bought this thing down here, down 133 area. Now it's 139, so it's a good trade for NVO. Just a good hold too. That's a good long-term hold stock. HOLX, this one made a new high today. That's why it's on here. Just taking a look at the weekly, man, that thing has gone nowhere in a long time. Just consolidating. So made a new high today. Maybe this thing can get going here. HOLX and VRTX, they reported tonight. They reported pretty good numbers actually, and we'll see what happens with this. It's down. No, it's flat after hours. We'll see. I would think with the numbers that it reported, it would be it would respond here in the next few days. Maybe not right away. Retail, like Elf on the shelf had nice response to earnings. A lot of people, there's been a lot of discussion about this move here at the first of the year, these 3 days of heavy selling. And I just think it was profit taking. They waited to the new year. So, you pay taxes next year instead of paying them now, so you got 16 months to wait. I don't know. Anyway, it had, ran along its 50 there for a while and just broke out on earnings and keeps ripping higher. This one looks really strong. Nice, strong retailer. Congrats to the longs and Elf. Ralph Lauren, this is an old steady Eddie. I just wanted to show the chart here. This has got a nice big base here. Also, OXM. And this is the Tommy Bahamas. You got the base on base. And this thing is trying to get going here. Pulled back to its 10. And eventually, I think that this should make a decent move here. It's got pretty solid earnings and growth numbers, so we'll see. Once again, it's a 1.8 billion market cap, really small, and that's kind of where we've been playing lately. Wingstop, I'm going to put this in retail. Of course it is. It's a restaurant. Of course, it might be knocked down with those Chipotle numbers, but this one's forming a base here, and I kind of like this Wingstop. I see them all over the place. Security stocks, CrowdStrike, we talked about the insider buying here. And people kind of weren't too interested because, and I could see why. You got a downtrending 200, but this thing has moved off that low 90s area. It's up to 117 after hours due to the numbers from Fortinet. Fortinet reported a strong quarter and is up 12% after hours. Let's see if that holds tomorrow. And I think the stronger stock of these is Palo Alto Networks, which is rejected at its 200, but definitely a quality company, and it's up after hours as well. I want to go through some of the recent IPOs, and a lot of the recent IPOs are spinoffs, but Credo, this is an internet network solution stock. You can see how choppy it's been. Formed this IPO base and has broken out. Now it's up, 5 weeks in a row? Stop clicking so quickly, Marty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 weeks in a row. So this stock is broken out of this IPO base and looks pretty good. And I mentioned the spinoffs, Mobilize and Intel spinoff. This one, broke out. It's trading above its, IPO price here and just went up immediately, which is pretty rare. So we'll see what happens with this one, but it definitely is showing strength. Biohaven was bought by Pfizer. I'm pretty sure it was Pfizer. Anyway, it was spun off immediately. And Biohaven has been performing pretty well for an IPO. There have not been many IPOs, but I do hear that there are some in the pipeline, and we're going to get some new ones here, like Bullfrog and a couple others. This is a GE Healthcare, another spinoff, of course, from GE, the medical systems equipment, and it just took off from the get-go and, went from, 55 to 70. So that's a nice move for GE Healthcare. And the last one, this is a stock that doesn't look like much, but it's got a big market cap, almost 38 billion. And this is Haleon, and it's a UK based manufacturer of various consumer healthcare products, blah, blah, blah. It's a healthcare stock. but it's formed this IPO base and now trading kind of tight and sideways and breaking away from this IPO base here at $8.18. But like I say, this has a large market cap. And it's got the sales too. It's got sales and earnings to go with it. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.